All right, welcome to the St. Ignatius College Prep College Fair. We're so excited to have you participating in this event, and we have some fantastic schools with us today. Each will have about 6 minutes to share more about their institution, but they'll be around for the entire session to answer questions. My name is Monica, and I will be your facilitator. So before we get started, just a few housekeeping items. First, your camera and your microphone are off, so the panelists can't see or hear you, but you can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. This is just one of many different sessions happening, so be sure to check out the schedule on the website. And this session is being recorded and it will be available at strivescan.com/Ignatius. And I would now like to turn it over to our first presenter, the University of Southampton.
Hello, everybody. Let me go ahead and share my screen very quickly. If I can find my presentation. Let's get it all started. Okay, so hoping everybody can see. Somebody let me know if you cannot. But my name is Crockett Sewell with the University of Southampton, and I am based here in the US. Actually, I'm based in Charlotte, North Carolina, but Chicago and the Chicago area are under my territory. So I get to help all of you through the process, and I'm happy to be here and share some information about Southampton and the UK as well. Let's see. Oh, I was on the last slide. Let me begin from the beginning. So just a little bit about the city of Southampton and our location. We are just over an hour south of London on the southern coast. So if any of you have been or you haven't, it could be a great place to visit. If you're hoping to get to the UK and maybe you're visiting London, pop on down and we'll get you set up with a visit. But we do have a free bus pass around the city as well. So it's really easy to get around for our students. The city is a city of about 150,000 people. So you are going to feel like you're living in a city without some of the major costs that you could get in larger areas, but you're still going to always have something going on and still be close enough to airports that are around London, but also our own international airport there in Southampton. Here is a little bit of an overview of the city from an aerial view where we can see a few of our different campuses that are spread out across the city. You'll see here in the middle, Highfield is technically our main campus. So depending on classes you might take, you could be taking there, but we also have our own oceanography center that's right there on the bay, kind of on the water where any of our oceanography and marine science students will usually have their classes, but we also have an innovation campus. So for anybody looking at engineering, looking at any of our sciences, a lot of those classes are going to happen there. For anybody interested in some of our arts, we do have our own dedicated Winchester School of Art that it's about a 25-minute bus ride from the Southampton City Center. So again, depending on what you're studying, you could be hanging out there quite a bit. Here's just a few different pictures from around the city, whether you are wanting to go to a football game or you're wanting to go down to the bay. You have a lot of different options. And the good thing is, like I said, with the size of the city, there's never going to be a time where you're not going to find something to do. A little bit more about the university. We are top 15 in the UK, kind of general as a university, and we were ranked 77th in the world. We are a founding member of the Russell Group, so that means we are have a very high level of research intensity, and our students are going to be participating in research even from year one. As a university overall, we have about 23,000 students, and those students are coming from all over the world and all over the UK. But as you see here, 6,500 of our students are coming from countries around the world, with a good portion of those coming from the US as well. So part of me being based here in the US is that I can connect with more of you. And if you have that interest of going abroad, this could be a great way to find more information about it. I mentioned some of our campuses earlier and some of our programs, but this gives you a little bit more of an overview of the different types of majors you could find. We have 5 different faculties at Southampton, meaning 5 different academic units. And when you apply to one of our programs, you're going to apply to one of these. The ones I've listed out here are some of our more popular degrees. So depending on which academic unit you fall into, you could be doing everything from psychology, health sciences, education, political science, For us in our Winchester School of Art, things like game design and fashion design are rather unique and a little bit different, but as well as our engineering, everything from mechanical to computer science, you're going to have a lot of really great options of different things to get involved in the academic side of what you're looking to do. As I mentioned earlier, research intensity and different research opportunities is very important at Southampton, and all the students are going to have the availability to do this. So as you see, here's just a few different options and a few different research areas that our students and our faculty are currently working on. So if any of these stick out to you, whether you're wanting to look at virtual reality in the past or helping to study the past using virtual reality, beating breast cancer, making the internet faster, our students are doing a variety of different research subjects like this, in addition to a lot more. So if there's a certain area you're interested in, please reach out and let me know, and we can see what may be happening at Southampton right now. As I said, here is my contact information, so please do write it down. I want to be cognizant of time and make sure everybody has a good amount of time to get through their presentations. I am going to have to jump off early, so I will leave my email in the chat as well. But if you have any additional questions for me, please do let me know. And I will go ahead and stop now and stop sharing my screen and hand it over to our next presenter.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Crockett. I believe that's myself as the next presenter. So if you bear with me one moment while I just share my screen. So a very good evening from the United Kingdom, everybody. My name is Tim. I'm the Senior International Officer for North America at the University of Essex. And I'm going to be telling you a little bit more about our institution today. Hopefully you should be able to see my screen there. Now, I'm one of 3 or 4 institutions from the United Kingdom today, and one of at least 3 from England. And so I thought it would be useful to start with explaining why you should choose England as a study option. There are many reasons, and we're seeing an increasing amount of students from the US, not just doing a semester or a year abroad as part of their degree, but doing their full bachelor's degree in the UK. Now, for English universities, and indeed for universities in Wales and Northern Ireland, the vast majority of bachelor's undergraduate degrees are 3 years in duration. Now, there are some exceptions to this, which I can talk about in a moment later. This is due to the fact that we have what's known as an early degree specialism, meaning that we don't really do general ed. So all 3 years are focused purely on the subject that you want to study, whether that be marine biology or human rights. You become an expert in that area a lot quicker. Tuition fees in the UK can certainly be seen as competitive, particularly when you're comparing them with out-of-state or private options in the US. Now, there are 1 or 2 private institutions in the UK, but the vast majority is sort of quasi-funded between public money, student fees, research grants, etc. So you'll find in general tuition fees can range from between 20,000 to maybe 40 or 50,000 US dollars per year. Now, remember, if you're studying in England, you're already losing a year of cost as it's a 3-year degree. Further to this, there's a wide range of international scholarships available. Students can use federal aid loans, so you can use your FAFSA applications for the vast majority of institutions in the UK. So there's a number of affordable options. Further to this, you can work alongside your degree. The application system in the UK is very straightforward. It's far less abstract than a lot of applications to the US, and indeed some institutions in the UK are available on the Common App. Further to this, students once completing an undergraduate or a master's degree can stay and live and work in the UK for a minimum of 2 years post-graduation. So if you enjoyed your time in the UK, if you wanted to gain valuable working experience or develop a stupid accent like myself, you would be able to do that. Now, we have usually over 100 students from the US starting with us each year for both undergraduate and master's programs. We have a large, vibrant campus. In fact, we have 3 locations, all well under an hour of the city of London. So we have large campus environments. We have around 15,000 students, and it's very easy to get in and out of the city without having the associated cost and the added advantage of having a large campus environment to the University of Essex. We have one of the leading acting schools in the UK. It's known as East 15. The Guardian ranked it as #1 for drama in the UK. It's a conservatoire style acting school, actually based in Loughton, so in London itself, with the only non-American school recognized by IRTA. So we do audition every year. Pre-pandemic, we auditioned in New York and Los Angeles each year, and they have courses in acting, physical theatre, stage combat, to name but a few. We also have an incredibly strong reputation for social sciences, most notably politics and international relations, where we had ranked 29th in the world rankings, the QS World Rankings in 2020. And we were also have an international reputation in the field of human rights and international humanitarian law. The University of Essex is one of the most socially conscious universities in the UK, and we have a wide range of scholarships available, including sporting scholarships. Our volleyball team, which has 3 US players, just played the national finals today. Unfortunately, we came second, but we also have scholarships for academics as well. So this is the United Kingdom. In fact, this is the British Isles. You'll note how close all 3 of our locations are to London. Colchester, which is our largest campus, is located in the UK's oldest recorded town. So when the Romans had come over, they had first settled in Colchester, and indeed it was the capital in around 30 AD before that got moved to London. And so we've got a mix. We've got the best of all worlds, because we have beaches, cities, towns, villages, and beautiful countryside. Just move to my next slide. So with regards to academic teaching, we're a dual intensive university. As I say, we rank in the top world 50 for a number of subjects, including politics and sociology. Top 30 in the UK, sorry, in the most recent university guide. And we have 21 academic departments across 3 faculties. We offer a comprehensive suite of courses, including criminology, social psychology, therapeutic studies, nursing, human rights, physiotherapy, sports therapy, to name but a few. In the UK, we don't have Greek life. We have one of those societies and sports clubs. In fact, we have over 160 sports clubs and societies on campus, including some of the leading politics societies in the UK and human rights and amnesty societies, as well as some very fun ones, and all of our sporting teams as well. 7th to spend on services and facilities per student in the most recent times. So we put in a lot of money to ensure that our students have the best experience when they study at Essex. A very cost-effective option, as I mentioned before, a range of scholarships available and very competitive fees. I shall move to my last slide, as I can hear my Oscar sign-off music approaching. My favorite thing about the university is our global community. We have over 140 nationalities represented at Colchester. Around 40% of our student body are from outside the UK. That is everything from myself. Now you'll note Emma Burgess's contact details are on the screen now. She is in fact due to be visiting St Ignatius at 11 AM on Friday the 25th of March. So if you'd like to hear more about our wonderful university, please do go visit her. She is also from the United Kingdom and is very nice, and we'll look forward to speaking to you. Thank you very much. I shall now stop sharing and move to the next presenter.
Hi, everyone. Let me just share my screen here. All right, hopefully you can all see that okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Haley Drogas, and I'm the Regional Manager for North America at University of Roehampton in London. We are considered London's campus university. That is because we are located in Southwest London in more of a suburban setting in one of the London suburbs on a beautiful 54-acre parkland campus, which I'll show more of momentarily. A few more fun facts about Roehampton. We are ranked 2nd amongst London universities for overall student satisfaction. We are also, again for 2022, ranked as the best modern research university in London. We are over 180 years old this year, 181 to be exact, and we have a great rate of 93% of our graduates finding employment or furthering their studies within the first 6 months of graduating. And of our about 8,000 student population, 28% of our students are considered overseas students, which of course would include our students from the US. So as promised on this map, you can see where we are in proximity to central London. So you'll see the cluster of buildings all together with the little big ban icon for the Houses of Parliament. That is more of a central London area. And if you go right down the River Thames, which is the green squiggly line on the map, you'll see the green building, which is us, right between Wimbledon and Royal Richmond Park. It's a very quick commute, so about 30 minutes by bus or train into central London, but we really are in a lovely suburban area with great surroundings. And then on this slide, it just shows you a graphic of what our beautiful 54-acre campus looks like. So you can see we have a lot of outdoor green space. We have some furry friends on campus. We have 2 bunny rabbits on campus, which is fun. We have 2 lakefront areas, or ponds, if you will. So it's a really great campus, fully gated and secured. And also may I note that this shows 3 of our 4 historical colleges to make up Roehampton. Our 4th school, Whitelands College, is just about a 10-minute walk down Roehampton Lane. So very quick, easy walk down there to the remaining part of campus. To quickly go over our undergraduate course offerings, we are the #1 ranking dance program in the UK. So we're very big in dance, as well as psychology. Beyond that, some popular programs include our liberal arts degree, our history and politics, criminology, zoology. So we have quite a few things that are very popular to US students. And then just moving on here, something that I like to make note of is that we have placements available, or internships, if you will. So a lot of our undergraduate courses have a placement built into them, but even if your program does not, you can usually find a way to build one in, or even just find like maybe a part-time internship on the side during one of your terms on campus to gain that hands-on experience. And then if you go to our specific course pages on our website, each course page lists career outcomes and more information on getting in touch with our career department, which is very useful. And then one thing that I like to make note of is that, of course, on your student visa, you can work, intern, or volunteer up to 20 hours per week when school is in session. So tons of availability to either make money and or gain experience towards your degree. And then quickly here, I'd like to make note that we are very highly ranked within our research, with 66% of the research being considered internationally excellent on campus. And within some areas of study, it's 100%. And for tuition, you're looking on average at about £14,780 per year, so around just over $20,000 US. We do have FAFSA eligibility, of course, and we have scholarships available as well. A little bit about making an application. We have a free application on our website, or we are, of course, on the UCAS, which, as my colleague said, it's basically the UK's version of the Common App. And then a little bit about accommodation. All accommodations on campus are single bedroom. And then you can pay a couple extra £100 per academic year to have your own bathroom. Otherwise, you would share one with a few others on your floor. But some of those pictures show what they look like. They're really lovely spaces. And then in terms of college life, I like to say, if you come to Roehampton, you will pretty much have anything that you would be able to experience in the US on a traditional university campus in terms of student life. So clubs, societies, activities, you name it, we have it. And then in terms of sports, here are our sport offerings. We have both competitive sports, where our students compete in the Bucks League in the UK, and we also have club sports. So you don't have to have previous experience in those if you want to join a team. And then we are the official university partner of the premier football club, Crystal Palace. So we do have a men's UK football, US soccer team with them to play on their foundation squad. And that brings me to the end. Thank you all so much. And I'll be around with if you have any questions in the chat. Thanks for your time.
So hi, I think I'm the next one. So let me just share my screen here and start my presentation. Okay, here we go. So I'm here to present Universidad de Navarra in Spain. My name is Christina McCarthy. I'm actually located in New Jersey in the East Coast of the United States. There's my email, and I'm going to also show at the end of the presentation. So here I want to share with you some photos, first of Navarra. This is the region where our university is located. Then of the city of Pamplona, which is the city where the university is located, and a photo of a campus, a beautiful campus. Then also here on the upper right corner, I'm showing you a map of Spain, and you can see the different campuses that we have in Spain. So the ones on the top, very close to France, are Pamplona and San Sebastian, and those are the two campuses where everything undergraduate is located. The remaining campuses, Barcelona, we have two in Madrid, and we also have New York, Sao Paulo, and Munich. Those are graduate schools, but it gives you a little bit of an idea of the internationality of our school. I want to talk about three main ideas when I talk about Navarra. I'm going to talk about internationality, I'm going to talk about personal attention to students, and I want to talk about academic offer. First, internationality. So Universidad Navarra is an internationally ranked school. You can see here that we're ranked best private university in Spain. According to employers, we're 45 in the world, and we're among the top 100 universities in sustainability. Keeping with the idea of internationality, also our student body, it's highly international. 28% of our student body is international. So from a total student body of 12,000, 4,000 of them are internationally. They come from 100 different countries, so making our campus or our student body really diverse. We also have, the university as a whole has 459 agreements with different universities in the world. So the students come to Pamplona for the international experience, but we also give them the opportunity to go to other universities during their college experience with us. The second area that I want to talk about is personal attention, which is really one of our core values in the university. Our professor to student ratio is 1 to 12, giving their students a good opportunity to get to know the professor, but also the professor to get to know and establish a relationship with their students. Every student that gets admitted to Navarra is assigned a mentor. The mentor is a teacher at their school, and all our teachers, all our professors are mentors to students. And we also have our own mentoring program that's been developed by our professors called To & Co. And the goal is just to really help our students to be successful in many areas, of course, personally, professionally, academically, and be able to develop skills that will be useful, but will be very, very good to have for the future. And the last area that I want to talk about is the wide academic offer that the university has to offer. So the university has a total of 12 schools, from architecture to science to economics to medicine. We have our own hospital on campus. We have several research centers. Research is a big area also in our campus. And from all these schools, we offer a total of 80 degrees and programs. We have I mean, we don't have everything, but we definitely have a really wide academic offer. Here, what I want to emphasize is that Universidad de Navarra is a Spanish university, and the main language on campus is Spanish. But I always explain that Navarra is an international bilingual school. By that, I mean that students don't have to be bilingual when they start, but everybody graduates bilingual. What Navarra brings to the table that's different from many other universities is that we add the language to the college experience. So the student that graduates from Navarra graduates with a college degree from international recognized university, plus completely bilingual in Spanish, in a second language. To achieve that, we have different options to incorporate our non-Spanish speakers. We have bilingual programs where the students can do the first year of classes in English and then move into Spanish in classes, to classes in Spanish, I'm sorry. Or we have a foundation year where to help them integrate into the Spanish classes and then into the degree. Our admission process is can all be done in English. It's all done through our portal. We're not in the Common App or anything like that. Everything is done through a portal. The main source of information for admission is the high school transcript. And then the student has to complete also an online test with us and an interview. The only exception is medicine, where the test has a higher weight on the admission decision. The most expensive degree that we have, the most expensive tuition that we have is 18,000 euros. And all our students pay the same, meaning what will make no difference between national and international students. Every student can also apply for a financial aid. When they complete the application, they can indicate they want financial aid, and our finance office will work with them. And we're also FAFSA eligible. So we're the only university in Spain where students complete their FAFSA in the US, and then whatever students loan the government gives them, they can use those funds to pay for Navarra. Okay. And then finally, just, here I'm sharing with you a couple of more photos from our campus. Students can enjoy the many, many activities that we have on campus, from clubs, activities, of course, a lot of sports. Sports with us has, we have a kind of different mentality for sports. It's not so competitive. Sports is more social, more for fun. And we have a lot of sports, but it has kind of another attitude that compared to the US. And on top of all the activities that students can enjoy on campus, the city of Pamplona is right next to our campus. So the students can also enjoy the city, the cafes, the restaurants, the life in the city. Of course, Pamplona has a train station, a bus station, and an airport. So traveling in Spain, traveling Europe is another of the perks that students have when they come and study with us. And finally, here I'm leaving you again my email address, my name. If you want to kind of have more information about our degrees, you can scan that QR code and that take you to our webpage. And then here on the upper left side of this slide, you have the address for a portal if you want to just kind of start looking into that. And I'm going to stop sharing and give the word to the next presenter.
Thank you. Next up, we have the University of St. Andrews.
All right. Welcome, everyone. My name is John Wells, and I'm with the University of St. Andrews. Obviously, do not have a Scottish accent, however. I am based in Philadelphia, but represent the University of St. Andrews. And just a moment, sorry about that. That's not pulling up the right application. I'm not sure what happened to me there. We'll try this a bit here, and I don't know why it decided that didn't want to show my PowerPoint. So we'll get that up and running. But the University of St. Andrews is that's not right either. Sorry about this. Had it all set in practice. The University of St. Andrews is a 600-year-old institution in St. Andrews, Scotland. We are located about an hour and a half from Edinburgh, and I'm going to go sans slide because that's the way we just have to roll and be flexible sometimes. I'm not sure what happened. So I'm going to stop the share and just speak with you for a few minutes here. The picture you see behind you is the town of St. Andrews and the University of St. Andrews. The town is 20,000, the university is 10,000. 600 years old, so there really is no division between the university and the town. You will have campus buildings right next to private accommodations and coffee shops and pubs. So one end to the other of St. Andrews takes about 15 minutes or so to walk. Very compact. But as I tell students all the time, anytime you put 10,000 18 to 25-year-olds together, there's always plenty of things to do in St. Andrews. I do want to touch on briefly, I think Tim did an excellent job of capturing the English higher ed system, and Scotland is similar. However, we are a 4-year, not a 3-year system. Students in their first 2 years, everyone applies for a specific degree program. There is no applying undeclared. And in that first year, you'll take the subject area you applied for. And if you're in the Faculty of Arts, 2 other areas. If you're in the Faculty of Science, in that first year, same exact thing. But by the second year, you narrow down just to 2 areas. Third and fourth year, you just do the subject of your single honors degree, or if you choose to do a joint honors degree, Obviously, you're going to do 2 subject areas then. About 40% of our students who are offered a place and come to St. Andrews actually end up graduating with a degree in something other than what they were offered for in the first place. So if you come in as international relations and discover you like classics more, and as long as you've taken classics in years 1 and 2, then you can declare that as your degree area for years 3 and 4. So it adds a bit of flexibility, but still I would characterize it as, and this is England and Scotland both, it's really, we focus on knowing a lot about a little. And the US system really focuses on knowing a little about a lot. So think about the way you learn, what you like to do, and you can maybe determine then which option is going to fit best for you. And I knew I would have that. Sorry, I am next. Give me 1 second here. Okay, we'll try to talk over that a bit. The University of St. Andrews, we really are a classic university, being 600 years old, so we do not offer applied courses. Largest majors or degrees are things like international relations, history, biology, physics, computer science. Those are our well-known, very large. We do not offer engineering or more applied type courses. We do have divinity and medicine as well. Of our 10,000 students, 1/3 are international, 1/3 are from Scotland, and 1/3 from the rest of the UK. So it really offers a very diverse community to be part of. We have about 150 different sports and clubs and associations to be involved with. So like my other colleagues here presenting all of those campus lifetime of things, we have guaranteed student housing, and we've got 600 years of traditions on campus. So an awful lot of academic families and dipping in the, running out into the North Sea in May every year, red academic grounds. I will drop my contact details in the chat. And again, I apologize for my failure there. I have no idea what happened to my PowerPoint and why it wouldn't come up this time around. But I will now hand it over to Adriana at the University of Exeter.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Let's see if I'm, luckier than John. Hold on 1 second. Let's see. Maybe not. Hold on 1 minute. There you go. Sorry about that. Here we go. Right, hopefully everyone can see that. Again, I'm sorry about that. My name is Adriana. I'm International Officer for the University of Exeter. The University of Exeter is in the southwest of England, so we're back down south, near further south than Southampton from my previous colleague. So you can see a little map here at the bottom. We have 2 main campuses. We have a campus in Devon, which is the Streatham campus that you can see here. It's a very green campus. It's actually considered a botanical garden. So there's plants from all over the world in our campus. And it's about a 15-minute walk from the city center of Exeter, which is a Roman city, has a lot of history. We have about 30,000 students total, just under that, about 27,000 students total. And it's a beautiful campus, and we also have St. Luke's campus on the other side of the city, which comprises our medical school or a school of education and has classes like nursing and sports science as well. Down south, further south in Cornwall, which if you watch things like Poldark or something like that on Netflix, you'll see lots of scenery from Cornwall, which is really beautiful. We recently had actually the G7 summit in Cornwall in St. Ives, which is not too far from our Penryn campus. And it's that kind of scenery with beautiful beaches and countryside. And our campus here, you can see it's a smaller campus, and it's kind of integrated in with the city of Falmouth, which has a beach, and it has also, it's very well known for a couple institutes, and we have the School of Camborne Mines, which puts us at the top of the world for mining engineering, and also we have the Environmental and Sustainability Institute, where a lot of research happens with the environment. So if you're interested in any of the environment, sustainability, renewable energy, climate change, any of those subjects, you should definitely consider looking at our courses in the Cornwall campus, which we do amazing work with marine biology, ecology, conservation of the environment as well. We have academics that are top of the world in what they're doing in terms of the research in the Environmental and Sustainability Institute. And we actually won the award from the Queen, and not that long ago, for the impact of our research in plastic solution and plastic pollution. These is the full list of undergraduate programs. There are these are subject areas. So there are programs underneath each one of those. Like for example, biosciences, we have a list of very specific programs for biosciences. And these are the main programs that we are popular with our American students. We have, like I mentioned, we have engineering and renewable energy, mining engineering, but we also are very, very, our business school is triple accredited, so it's very popular with American students. And also psychology is one of the major the main subjects that Americans look for Exeter. And we also have something that is very unique for English universities. We have flexible combined honors, mostly in the social sciences and the humanities courses, where you can combine two programs into one in those 3 years of study. And why should you consider the University of Exeter? There's so many amazing options out there, as you heard here today, and there's hundreds of other universities. The University of Exeter, if you come out, remembering one thing about University of Exeter, we are known as, well, within the British students, with home students, we are known as the Green UK University. Where our brand is growing and growing. We have a Green Futures campaign, like I mentioned, which ties in with the environment and thinking about the future of the planet. And rankings wise, we are ranked top 150 in the world, both in the Times Higher Education and the QS World University rankings. In the UK, we're top 15 in the major league tables. We have 98% of our research is world leading, which ties in with what I mentioned before with our institutes of environment, and also things like medical sciences and research for dementia, or the elderly and aging. So we have great medical research as well that is highly recognized. And we're part of the Russell Group Universities, which I believe University of Southampton is also part. And we are, it's almost like the Ivy League of America. We have really high completion rates, and a lot of our students are 90% of our students have employment. If you like sports, we're former Sports University of the Year. We have clubs and societies with students from all over the world. And we have currently registered 90 undergraduate Americans and 260 in postgraduate degrees. And I'll just share a bit of photos of, these are my personal archives, no Photoshops. So these are, actually how it looks like. We have a beautiful cathedral, and we have the quay, which is the area where we have around the river with coffee shops, restaurants. And these are the beaches from the areas where you can go to and enjoy. It's a little bit different than the US, but it's very quaint, it's very beautiful. And these are the national parks. This is Dartmoor National Park, where you could go mountain climbing and biking, and the students definitely enjoy the extended area outside of Exeter as part of their quality of life. So thank you so much. If you want to get in touch with me and my team, please email americas@exeter.ac.uk. Thank you very much for your time. I'll stop sharing now.
Thank you to all our presenters. We have a few more minutes left, so let's do one or two questions. And we'll just, with these questions, we'll go in order of the presentations. We'll start with University of Essex. And if anyone attending the webinar has a question, feel free to submit that through the Q&A as well. But our first question is, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process?
So that would be myself. Well, I mean, as you have all international universities here, I think that the first thing that, or the first message that we try and get across is that studying abroad for your bachelor's degree is a feasible option in terms of affordability, in terms of availability of places and institution, and the availability of help as well. And I feel all the presenters will probably be saying a similar thing, is that, our job is to be your main point of contact to assist in the application, because obviously applying to a foreign university can be a fairly intimidating and confusing thing. So it's entirely our job to try and facilitate and help you with that. So the help is out there.
How do I follow Tim? He covers so much. I would just like to add to that, truly don't be afraid to ask any questions. No question is a stupid question by any means. If, even something's popped to your mind, just throw them in an email to one of us. See if you can book a one-to-one call with us. That's what we're here for, to be able to help guide you and answer any questions you have.
So it's my turn now, right? So my advice is just enjoy it. Enjoy it. It's just a wonderful time in your life, and just do not get overwhelmed with the stress of the process, and take your time to just select a couple of universities and enjoy the process. We admission counselors or representatives is the best way for you to get information. Just reach out to any of us if you want more specific information. But my main message is just really enjoy it.
Yeah, Christina, I would absolutely agree with that. Actually, my favorite is probably, despite the fact that I think I'm contractually obligated to say we were #1 in the rankings at the Times Higher Education Supplement. Rankings don't mean anything, however. Don't pay any attention to them. It's about where you fit. So all of these institutions are representing different places and different cultures. They're in different communities. And it's important for you to really think about the kind of place you fit well. They're all excellent universities. You're going to get a great education. So find the place where you feel at home.
Yeah, you took the words out of my mouth, John. No, I was going to say, I would never want to sell something, like, because that's what we're saying, we're talking about, I would never want to say, oh, come to Exeter for, just the academic side. You need to think about what kind of student life and the 3 years that you're going to spend, which is probably the best years of your life, where you're going to make friends forever and ever. And how do you want to live that life? Like, for example, every university here is unique in the sense of its location, its culture, its size, whether it's a small town, whether it's a village, whether it's, in the big city. And that really is going to influence how your day-to-day is. So don't just think about the academics, think about how you actually want to live your life, and what kind of culture you want to experience. I think that's the most important part.
Well, thank you so much to all our presenters. We just have one more moment to wrap up here. So I just want to remind everybody of a couple of things. Thanks so much for joining us, to all our attendees. When you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 5-question survey. So we'd appreciate any feedback that you can provide. We encourage you to check the schedule and sign up for some more sessions. And you'll be able to find all of this session's recordings on strivescan.com/Ignatius. And thank you to everybody who joined us tonight. Bye-bye.